I walked into the grocery store, the one where we'd always go. The clerk asked, "Where's your better half?" And I had to say, I don't know. It's the way my name sounds lonely when it's standing on its own, like a chord without a melody, just a low and hollow tone. I used to be the him and him and her, the you and you and me. Now I'm just a stranger to the person I used to be. I'm a book without a cover, I'm a house without a street, I'm a rhythm looking for the ghost of your heartbeat. The labels have been peeled away, the ink is all run dry, and I'm stuck here in the middle of a long and nameless why. Because nobody calls me yours anymore. Nobody claims my hand. I'm just a drifting shadow in the white and empty land. I lost my definition when I lost your favorite name, and now the person in the mirror doesn't even look the same. I'm a secret no one's keeping, I'm a story no one tells, since nobody calls me yours. I'm just someone else. I saw our friends at the coffee shop and I didn't know where to sit. I'm a puzzle piece that's lost the edge that used to make it fit. They look at me with pity, like I'm a ghost they used to love, searching for the us that we were once so certain of. I'm not the guy who makes you laugh or the one who keeps you warm. I'm just a target, standing in the center of the storm. 'Cause nobody calls me yours anymore. Nobody claims my hand. I'm just a drifting shadow in a wide and empty land. I lost my definition when I lost your favorite name, and now the person in the mirror doesn't even look the same. I'm a secret no one's keeping, I'm a story no one tells, since nobody calls me yours. I'm just someone else. It's the mind that I'm missing, the art that I crave, the feeling that I'm something more than just a quiet wave, hidden on a shoreline that doesn't have a name, since the world stopped calling me the title I used to claim. Just my first name, just a shadow, just a person walking through a field that's laying fallow. I'm not yours, I'm not hers, I'm just whatever's left of this. Nobody calls me yours. Yeah, nobody calls me yours. The house has developed a habit of holding its breath. It's a quiet so heavy it feels like a physical death. I used to complain that you left the TV on too loud, or the way that your singing would cut through a morning cloud. But now I'd give anything for a floorboard to creak under your weight, or the sound of your keys as you're rushing through the front gate. Instead, it's just the hum of the fridge and the wind in the eaves and the ghost of a conversation that nobody believes. It's not the peace and quiet that the poets always praise. It's a hollow ringing frequency that lingers for days. I'm a sailor on a dead sea waiting for a breeze, but the air is just frozen and I'm down on my knees, because the silence after love is a different kind of sound. It's the echo of a heartbeat that can't find the ground. It's the roar of the nothing where everything used to be. It's a symphony of empty rooms singing back to me. You don't know how loud a house can get until you're alone, and the silence after love is chill to the bone. Yeah, it's the loudest thing I've ever known. I caught myself starting a sentence and stopping halfway, realizing there's no one to catch the things that I say. The dinner plates don't clatter, the water doesn't run. The soundtrack of us is officially done. I try to play a record just to fill up the space, but the music just highlighted your empty place. Every note felt like a question with a missing reply, just a beautiful melody left out to dry. Because the silence after love is a different kind of sound. It's the echo of a heartbeat that can't find the ground. It's the roar of the nothing where everything used to be. It's a symphony of empty rooms singing back to me. You don't know how loud a house can get until you're alone, and the silence after love is chill to the bone. Yeah, it's the loudest thing I've ever known. They say silence is golden, but they've never lived here. In the wake of a goodbye and the salt of a tear, it's a deafening weight. It's a pressure in my chest. It's the sound of a heart that forgot how to rest. Can you hear it? The sound of the dust hitting the floor. The sound of the ghost of you walking through the door. It's nothing, it's just the quiet. It's just the silence after love. The silence after love. I started with a rhythm that felt like a brand new day. Something upbeat in a major key that chased the ghost away. I wrote about a mountaintop, I wrote about the sea. I tried to find a metaphor where you weren't next to me, but the bridge began to crumble and the tempo started to slow, and I found myself back in the only place I know. I'm a pilot in a storm, just trying to find the shore, but every map I draw leads straight back to your door. I can change the characters, I can change the scene, but I can scrub your memory from the space in between. Because every song ends with you, no matter how it starts. It's the signature of us, written on these broken parts. I can run through the verses, I can scream until I'm blue, but the final chord is yours, and every song ends with you. Yeah, the silence at the finish, it always sounds like you. write a song about the state of things, about the way the world is cold and the way the winter stings. But the cold became your shoulder when you turned to walk away, and the winter was the silence on that final Saturday. The ink just has a mind of its own when it hits the page. It's a bird that only knows the shape of your particular cage, because every song ends with you, no matter how it starts. It's the signature of us, written on these broken parts. I can run through the verses, I can scream until I'm blue, but the final chord is yours, and every song ends with you. Yeah, the silence at the finish, it always sounds like you. I'm running out of paper, I'm running out of rhymes. I've relived our goodbye at least 1,000 times. Maybe the end is just a lie, I tell myself, while I'm putting another record of your ghost upon the shelf. The lights are going dim. I try to write for me, but I only wrote for him. Last line, last breath, last note, it's always you. Every song ends with you. The stars are out of alignment, the timing's always wrong. Just two different verses in the middle of a song. I met you in a season where my heart was black and blue, and you were moving mountains that I couldn't climb with you. The bridges burn behind us, the tide is coming in. We're losing a game that we never got to begin. So let go of my fingers, let the distance have its way. There's nothing left for us inside the light of day. But baby, love me in another life, where the clocks don't ever run, where we're not just two shadows trying to outrun the sun. Find me in a different town, under a different name, where the spark we're holding on to doesn't turn into a flame. If we can't be the now, let us be the then. Just promise that you'll love me when the world begins again. Maybe then I'll be the anchor, maybe then you'll be the sail. Maybe we'll be a story that doesn't have to fail. I'll look for you in crowded rooms and colors in the sky. I'll know you by the hello that lived inside your goodbye. We're just a temporary heartbeat, a flicker in the dark, but I'm saving every ember, waiting for the spark. I'll wait 1,000 centuries, I'll swim a billion seas to find a version of you that was meant to stay with me. No borders and no boundaries, no sorry, not today. Just a wide open forever that will never fade away. doorstep with a bundle in your hand, petals wrapped in plastic like a peace trait for the land. Lilies for the silence and roses for the lies, a colorful distraction for the hollow in your eyes. You're placing them in water, trying to make them bloom, but they're just pretty witnesses to the coldness in this room. You can't water a garden that's already turned to stone, and you can't buy back the together when I'm already alone. 'Cause flowers don't fix heartbreak, they just watch it grow. They can't patch the holes in the things we used to know. You can bring me a meadow, you can bring me the spring, but a stem without a root doesn't change a single thing. The colors are lying, they're just waiting to turn gray. Flowers don't fix heartbreak, they just wither away. They'll look real good for a day, or maybe two, until the edges start to curl just like the ghost of you. I watch the pollen settle on the table like the dust, a slow motion funeral for everything we trust. You think a dozen sorries wrapped in baby's breath and green could ever bridge the distance or the things that live between. I'd rather have the thorns, I'd rather have the truth than a temporary beauty to cover up my youth. Take them to the graveyard, leave them on a stone, 'cause I'm learning how to live in a garden of my own. Yeah, flowers don't fix heartbreak, they just watch it grow. They can't patch the holes in the things we used to know. You can bring me a meadow, you can bring me the spring, but a stem without a root doesn't change a single thing. The colors are lying, they're just waiting to turn gray. Flowers don't fix heartbreak, they just wither away. The water's getting cloudy, the petals hit the floor. Don't bring me any more beauty, I can't take it anymore. Flowers don't fix it, they just die. The barista whispered morning with a pity in her eyes as I placed the usual order. She didn't seem surprised. Two medium dark roast, one black and one with cream. I'm still living in the wreckage of a caffeinated dream. I carry them like trophies to our corner by the glass, watching all the happy people in the city buses pass. The steam is rising coffee for two again, like you're sitting right there, talking about the weather or the ribbons in your hair. I'm holding up a conversation with the quiet and the dust, trying to find the flavor of the people we once were before the rest. It's a bitter kind of habit, a ritual of pain, to be sitting here buying coffee for two again. Your cup is getting darker as the bubbles start to fade, a liquid monument to every promise that we made. I reach across the table just to move it an inch or two, as if a small adjustment could bring back the soul of you. The sugar's on the napkin, the stir sticks on the side, just the way you liked it before our worlds collided. People think I'm waiting for a friend who's running late, but I'm just waiting for a miracle to settle on my plate. I'll stay until it's ice cold, I'll stay until they close, 'cause leaving that second cup behind is the hardest thing God knows. Yeah, I'm buying coffee for two again, like you're sitting right there, talking about the weather or the ribbons in your hair. I'm holding up a conversation with the quiet and the dust, trying to find the flavor of the people we once were before the rest. It's a bitter kind of habit, a ritual of pain, to be sitting here buying coffee for two again. The drags are at the bottom, the sun is going down. I'll leave your cup right where it is and walk across the town. Coffee for two, just coffee for two again. Don't turn on the hallway light, stay here in the gray. I know it's waiting in the trunk of your car for the break of day. I saw the way you looked at your keys on the kitchen shelf, like you're already halfway gone and talking to yourself. But the clock says we still have 3 hours left of us before the quiet turns into the scream and the gold turns into rust. So don't say the words yet, let them sit on your tongue. Let's pretend for a minute that the night is still young. I'm not asking for a miracle, I'm not asking for a change. I know that our future has been rearranged, but before you become a stranger, I used to know. Give me one more heartbeat before you go, and love me like the last time, love me like you stay, hold me like the morning isn't gonna take you away, kiss me like you mean it, like the lie is still the truth, giving me back the version of the me that lived in you. I can handle the goodbye, I can handle the done, but don't let the cold in until we see the sun. Yeah, just love me like the last time. Your hands feel familiar, but your touch feels like a ghost, the kind of hollow that the ending loves the most. I'm memorized mesmerizing. The way your shoulder meets your neck, trying to find a shelter in the middle of the wreck. You're looking at the door like it's the only way to breathe, and I'm looking at your shadow like I'm never gonna leave. If this is the final chapter, then let's read it real slow. Give me one more memory before you let it go. And love me like the last time, love me like you stay. Hold me like the morning isn't gonna take you away. Kiss me like you mean it, like the lie is still the truth. Give me back the version of the me that lived in you. I can handle the goodbye, I can handle the dawn, but don't let the cold in until we see the sun. Yeah, just love me like the last time. I'll let you go when the birds start to sing. I'll give back your keys and I'll give back the ring. But tonight the world is empty and the air is getting thin. So just for a second, let me back in. The sky is turning blue, stars are getting small, and I'm just waiting for the final curtain call. One more breath, one more light, one last I love you before the goodbye. Love me like the last time. Like it's the very last time. I'm not gonna call you, I'm not gonna haunt your street. I won't be the shadow that you're terrified to meet. I've packed up my side of the story and I've moved it all away to a quiet little corner where the memories can stay. But I know how the night works and I know how silence feels. When the world stops spinning and the loneliness is real. You don't have to say it, you don't have to make a sound. But if you ever find your heart is searching for the ground, if the bed feels too big and the coffee tastes like stone, just remember there's a place where you're never quite alone. If you ever miss me, don't go looking in the light. I'll be the softest whisper in the middle of the night. I'll be the song on the radio that you used to always skip, the ghost of a secret that's still sitting on your lip. You don't have to find me, you don't have to even try. I'm the hello hidden in every goodbye. Yeah. If you ever miss me, I'm already there. Maybe you'll be walking through the grocery store in June and you'll catch a scent of perfume that ends too soon. Or you'll find an old receipt in the pocket of your jeans for a movie that we hated, and 1,000 might have beens. I've left a little piece of me in every single room, like a photograph that's waiting for the light to break the gloom. If you ever miss me, don't go looking in the light. I'll be the softest whisper in the middle of the night. I'll be the song on the radio that you used to always skip, the ghost of a secret that's still sitting on your lip. You don't have to find me, you don't have to even try. I'm the hello hidden in every dusty lullaby. Already there. I'm already there. I opened the window to let out the night, but the breeze only brought back the ghost of the light. It's hidden in sweaters and hanging on doors, invisible path that used to be yours. I'm holding my breath just to keep it away, but it's soaking into the walls of the day. It's vanilla and jasmine and a hint of the rain, the sweetest delivery for this kind of pain. And now sadness wears your perfume every day, a fragrant reminder that you're far away. I'm breathing scent I've ever put on. I try to forget you, I try to consume, but sadness just wears your perfume. I passed by a stranger in a crowd on the street, and for one split second my heart skipped a beat. The notes were the same, that familiar sting, a floral deception that doesn't mean a thing. I'm haunted by molecules trapped in the air, reminding me exactly why you aren't here. They say that the senses are the shortest way home, but I'm lost in a garden and I'm all alone. I'd wash every fabric and scrub every floor if I didn't think it was all I had anymore. Sadness just wears your perfume. The bottle is empty, but the room is still full. It's a beautiful poison with a merciless pull. It smells like you. Sadness wears your perfume. My storage is full, the phone gives a warning, but I can't bring myself to clear out the morning of June 22nd when we sat by the lake, and you made that face that I couldn't untake. I've got 3,000 pictures of your crooked smile, and I scroll through them all every once in a while. Everyone tells me to select all and clear, but that's a button for a heart that doesn't feel fear. I'm still at the top of our message thread, reading the things things that you haven't yet said. Your name's still a favorite, it's still on the list. A digital ghost that I can't help but kiss, because I never deleted you. I couldn't do it, I couldn't find the courage to put a line through it. Your number's still there, like a promise I'm keeping. The one piece of us that isn't currently weeping. I can block out the world, I can change every view, but my cloud is still heavy with the memory of you. Yeah, the world thinks you're gone, but it isn't the truth, 'cause I never deleted you. I still see the typing in my dreams late at night, bringing the screen to a flickering light. I haven't changed your contact name to something cold, like an ex or a do not call story being told. You're still my home and you're still my life, a sharp glowing edge of a jagged old knife. I keep you in my pocket, I keep you in my hand, a kingdom of data built on sinking sand, because I never deleted you. I couldn't do it, I couldn't find the courage to put a line through it. Your number's still there, like a promise I'm keeping. The one piece of us that isn't currently weeping. I can block out the world, I can change every view, but my cloud is still heavy with the memory of you. Yeah, the world thinks you're gone, but it isn't the truth, 'cause I never deleted you. One tap of a finger and you'd be erased. The videos, the voice notes, the look on your face. But if I hit remove, then you're really truly dead. And I'd rather have the ghost living here in my head. Batteries dying, percentages low, but I'm still holding on to the afterglow. I'm still scrolling, I'm still there, in a world of pixels, in a love that wasn't fair. No, I never deleted you. I never deleted you. I still have the tickets for the show next week. I still have the words that I was too scared to speak. We were mid-conversation, we were mid-storyline. I thought I had decades of your hand in mine, but the book slammed shut in the middle of a page. And now I'm just a ghost standing center stage. They say be prepared for the rain and the cold, but they don't give you warnings for a love turning old. I didn't have a jacket, I didn't have a plan. I'm just a house of cards in the palm of your hand, because I wasn't ready to lose you. I wasn't prepared for the silence of a hallway where we once shared every secret, every dream, every breath that we took. I wasn't finished reading, I was halfway through the book. Now the credits are rolling and the screen's turning blue, and I'm still in the theater. I wasn't ready to lose you. I'm still checking my phone for a text that won't come. My heart's still beating to your favorite drum. I haven't told the neighbors, I haven't told my soul that the half of me I needed is no longer whole. It's like jumping from a plane with no parachute on. I'm still reaching for the air even though you're gone. The room is getting cold, and I'm holding on to a hand I'm not allowed to hold. I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready, I'm still not ready to lose you. I don't wince anymore when someone says your name. The fire's gone out, I've stopped looking for the blame. I can pass by the park where we carved into the bark without feeling that old familiar tearing in the dark. The bleeding has stopped and the edges have closed. I'm no longer the wreckage that the ending exposed, but I'm looking at my reflection in the bathroom glass, watching the ghost of our history pass. It's not a jagged line or a mark of a fight. It's not a secret I have to keep out of the light. It's just a change in the texture of my skin, a map of the place where I let you in. Because you were my softest scar, the one I don't hide, the quietest witness to the way that I died and came back to life in a different shade. I'm grateful for the beauty in the mess that we made. It doesn't burn like a brand, it doesn't sting like a cut. The door that I've learned how to keep mostly shut, a permanent part of who I'm gonna be. Yeah, you were my softest scar, and you're still a part of me. I sometimes find myself tracing the space with my thumb, wondering how something so loud could become so dumb and quiet and still, like a stone in a stream, just a faded out frame from a long ago dream. I've had deeper wounds and I've had harder falls. I've got higher fences and I've got thicker walls, but you're the one mark that I don't wanna fade, the only kind of debt that I'm glad that I paid. Because you were my softest scar, the one I don't hide, the quietest witness to the way that I died and came back to life in a different shade. I'm grateful for the beauty in the mess that this scar, and you're still a part of me. If I could go back and unwrite the pain, I think I just choose to do it all over again. Because a heart without markings is a heart without years, and I wouldn't be me without the salt of those tears. Touch, it's a part of the grain, a beautiful reminder of a beautiful pain. I'm okay now, the healing is through, but I'll always carry this soft scar of you. Check my reflection in the window of the store. It just hit the mask that I've been wearing since the war. Of the words that we said and the way that you left. Now I'm a professional at hiding the theft of the joy in my eyes and the light in my soul. I'm playing a part and I'm losing control. I say good morning and I hope you're doing well, while I'm walking through the fire of a quiet private hell. The muscles in my face are starting to ache from holding up a bridge that's about to break. I'm a master of the everything's okay, while the color of my world is just bleeding away. Because there are tears behind my smile tonight, hiding just beneath the glow of the party light. I'm laughing at the stories, I'm leaning into here, but I'm one blink away from a saltwater smear. It's a beautiful curtain over broken design. I'm telling the world that I'm doing just fine, but if you look closely, you'll see the truth of the trial. There's a lifetime of tears behind my smile. I saw you cross the room and I didn't turn away. I kept the conversation going, I knew just what to say. I didn't let my voice crack, I didn't let it shake. I gave the performance of a lifetime for your sake. But my heart was a hammer hidden inside of my chest, wishing I could just lay my head down and rest. You told me I looked happy, you said I looked strong, and I realized that I've been acting for way too long. Because there are tears behind my smile tonight, hiding just beneath the glow of the party light. I'm laughing at the stories, I'm leaning in here, but I'm one blink away from the saltwater smear. It's a beautiful curtain over broken design. I'm telling the world that I'm doing just fine, but if you look closely, you'll see the truth of the trial. There's a lifetime of tears behind my smile. I'm a porcelain doll with 1,000 thin lines, a map of the heartbreak and the warning signs. I'm terrified that if I let one drop fall, I'm gonna wash away and lose it all. is so tired, my eyes are so red, and I'm finally crying everything I never said, just tears behind my smile. Coffee's getting cold, just like the air. I still reach out my hand, but you're not there. The sunlight hits the floor in a jagged line, tracing the ghost of a life that was yours and mine. I'm practicing the things I meant to say, but the silence in this room won't go away. And oh, the weight of the empty sea beside me is a mountain that I'm trying hard to climb. Every shadow looks like you coming home to find me, but I'm just losing a war against the time. The world keeps moving, loud and fast and free, while I'm anchored to this empty sea beside me. I went to our old spot on 5th and Main. The waiter brought 2 glasses through the rain. I didn't have the heart to tell him just for one, so I watched your water shimmer in the sun. It's funny how a space can be so loud, like a missing person in a crowded cloud. They say that grief is love with nowhere to go, a river running deep beneath the snow. I'm tired of sleeping on my side of the bed, with 1,000 I love yous left unsaid. I'd give up every tomorrow I'll ever see, just for one yesterday with you next to me. Fast and free, while I'm anchored to this empty sea beside me. The candles flicker out, the room is turning gray. I'm still waiting for you to pull the chair away, just an empty beside me. The ink is smudged with salt on the corner of the page. Another midnight prayer written in a paper cage. I'm pouring out the words like water from a broken glass, watching all that could have been and should have been's pass. I've got a shoebox full of heartaches tucked beneath the bed, a library of everything that's better left unsaid. I've Got your address memorized, the numbers in the street. But I'm terrified of what would happen if our glances meet. So I'm writing letters I'll never send to you, painting all the missing you in shades of gray and blue. I'm licking every envelope and sealing in the pain and stacking them like wood against the coming of the rain. They're a bridge that leads to nowhere, a message in a jar, just a way to reach for you, no matter where you are. Page 47 talks about the night we saw the moon, and page 112 says that you left us way too soon. I've got a paragraph on how your laughter used to feel, and 3 whole chapters questioning if any of it was real. I'm a novelist of almost, a poet of too late, just scribbling my soul out while I'm standing at the gate. I think about the postman, if he only knew the weight of the heavy paper secrets that are to terminate my fate. But they'll never see a mailbox, they'll never see the light. They're just a way to talk to you throughout the lonely night. Yeah, I'm writing letters I'll never send to you, painting all the missing you in shades of gray and blue. I'm licking every envelope and sealing in the pain and stacking them like wood against the coming of the rain. They're a bridge that leads to nowhere, a message in a jar, just a way to reach for you, no matter where you are. Fold the paper small, tuck the pen away. Maybe I'll have the courage on some other day, but for now it's just letters I'll never send. Never send. Never send. We're sitting on the same couch, inches from the skin, but I can't find the doorway to let the light back in. Your eyes are like a shoreline fading in the mist, 1,000 miles of maybe in the middle of a kiss. The map of us is drowning, the ink is running blue, and I'm losing sight of everything I thought I knew of you. The floorboards are the surface, but there's a trench beneath our feet, where the salt begins to swallow every word we try to speak. And now there's oceans between our hearts, deep and dark and wide, tides that pull us under, nowhere left to hide. I'm calling out your name, but it's lost beneath the waves, a shipwreck of a promise that nobody ever to ride. You used to be my harbor, the place where I could rest. Now I'm just a sailor, put to an impossible test. I watch your chest rising like a swell before the storm, but the water's getting chilly where it used to be. So warm. Every hour was your day is a message in a jar that never reaches land, no matter where we are. I'd swim until my lungs gave out. I'd row against the gale. If I thought for just a second I could see a distant sail, but the horizon is empty and the stars have gone to sleep, and the secrets that we're keeping are 1,000 fathoms deep. Across a great divide, with oceans between our hearts and nowhere left to ride. The current's too strong, the shore is too far. I don't even know where we are, just ocean. I kept my head down at the office. I took the long way home. I talked to strangers at the station just to feel a little less alone. I filled the hours with the how are yous and the hollow, busy noise, trying to drown out the echo of your soft and steady voice. But the sun is dipping lower now, and the shadows start to crawl, and I'm standing with my key in hand against this quiet wall. The day was almost easy, the day was almost fair, but the evening is a witness to the space you left in the air. I'm turning on the television just to see a flickering light, 'cause I'm terrified of what's waiting in the middle of the night. And here comes one more night alone, one more battle I'll lose, searching for a reason. And these empty-hearted blues, the bed is like a continent, a vast and frozen sea, and I'm the only sailor left in this broken history. I'm counting every second, I'm staring at the phone, preparing for the gravity of one more night alone. I made a single plate of dinner and I left it on the tray. I couldn't find the appetite for another lonely day. I smell your citrus candles, I see your favorite book, and I'm terrified to give the hall empty, hollow space. I trade 1,000 mornings and the brightest summer sun for just one midnight hour where the losing you was done. Ticking, the walls are closing in, and I'm wondering how I'll ever let the morning back in. Just the shadows, just the silence, just the stone. Yeah, it's just me and one more night alone. And one more night alone. I'm staring at the ceiling, tracing cracks along the wall, waiting for a ghost to walk softly down the hall. The landlord's at the door again, asking for his due, but my pockets are as empty as the space I saved for you. I've got a fortune in my chest, a treasury of pain, enough to buy a mansion or a shelter from the rain. I'm overdrawn on memories, I'm bankrupt in my soul, trying to find a way to make this broken spirit whole. 'Cause if missing you paid rent, baby, I'd be set for life. I don't ever neon skyline, I'd be finished with the strife. I'd have gold inside my cupboards and silver on the floor. I wouldn't have to worry about the wolf behind the door. But sorrow doesn't trade for cash, and tears don't pay the fee. I'm just a wealthy man in heartache, living in poverty. I checked the kitchen counter for a note you never wrote. Found a year of unpaid gas bills and a button from your coat. Every hour that I've wasted wishing you'd come back to stay would be a stack of $100 bills I could just throw away. I'm a millionaire of should-have beens, a mogul of regret, but the power's getting cut because I haven't paid them yet. They say time is money, well I've spent it all on you, on a dream that didn't happen and a love that wasn't true. I'm sitting in the dark now, counting up the cost of every single heartbeat that I've gone and went and lost. 'Cause I'm missing you paid rent, baby, I'd be set for life. I don't ever neon skyline, I'd be finished with the strife. Had a gold inside my cupboards and silver on the floor. I wouldn't have to worry about the wolf behind the door. But sorrow doesn't trade for cash, and tears don't pay the fee. I'm just a wealthy man in heartache, living in poverty. Yeah, yeah. I'm rich and I'm still missing you. Still missing you. Still missing you. We bought the maps for the places we'd never go, the names for the kids we'll never get to know. I still have the bottle we saved for the 10-year mark. Now it's just gathering dust in the quiet and the dark. You were my always, you were my till the end. But now you're just a ghost I have to pretend wasn't the one who held the keys to my soul. Now I'm staring at a life that's no longer whole. They don't tell you how to handle the leftover time when you've climbed half the mountain but you can't finish the climb. The calendar's empty, the ink is run dry on a happily ever after that was actually a lie. Because forever ended early, the clock just stopped, the promises shattered and the curtains dropped. We were only on chapter 5 of a 100-year book. Now I'm terrified to give the future a look. The road was so long and the sky was so blue, but I ran out of miles when I ran out of you. Yeah, the life we were building is a ghost of a story. 'Cause forever ended early. I passed the house that we said we would buy, the one with the porch and the swing for the July. I saw a stranger paint in the shutters that green, the exact same shade that you saw in your dream. It felt like a punch, it felt like a theft, to see the world moving when there's nothing left of the plans that we whispered in the dead of the night before the forever just flickered out of sight. Because forever ended early, the clock just stopped, the promises shattered and the creators dropped. We were only on chapter 5 of a 100-year book. Now I'm terrified to give the future a look. The road was so long and the sky was so blue, but I ran out of miles when I ran out of you. Yeah, the life we were building is a ghost of a story. 'Cause forever ended early. Is there a refund for the hope that I spent, for the years of my life and the way that they went? I'm holding a ticket for a train that won't arrive, just a passenger waiting to feel like I'm alive. Sun's going down, but it's only midday. Everything's moving, but I'm going the wrong way. We had so much time, we had so much left, but the clock hit 12 and I'm facing the theft. Forever ended early. Yet it ended way too early. The streetlights flickered out about an hour ago, and the neighborhood is wrapped in a silver kind of glow. I'm sitting on the porch steps, pulling at a thread, unable to face the empty side of our king-sized bed. There's no one on the sidewalk, there's no one on the street, just the rhythm of the crickets and the pulse of my defeat. But there's a light from up above, a cold and steady eye, cutting through the darkness from the middle of the sky. It's seen a billion heartbreaks since the start of space and time, but tonight it's focused solely on this lonely life of mine. I don't have to hide the shaking, I don't have to act so brave, when the only soul around me is a cratered glowing wave. And the moon watched me cry for you tonight, bathed in that pale and lonely light. It didn't turn away, it didn't tell me to be strong. It just hung there in the silence while I sang my sorrow song. No stars were out to witness, no clouds were passing by. It was just a man in the moon watching me cry. I wonder if you're looking at the same white glowing orb. Does it look like a diamond or a ghost you can't absorb? I told it all the secrets that I couldn't tell your face, about the hollow in my chest and the shadows in this place. I let the salt tracks dry up on my cheeks until they burned, waiting for a message that may never be returned. And the moon watched me cry for you tonight, bathed in that pale and lonely light. It didn't turn away, it didn't tell me to be strong. It just hung there in the silence while I sang my sorrow song. No stars were out to witness, no clouds were passing by. It was just a man in the moon watching me cry. They say the sun brings healing, they say the dawn is new, but I'm terrified of daylight, 'cause it means I'm without you. I'd rather stay right here under the watch of the night, where the only thing that sees me is the source of silver light. The tide is pulling by, the sky is turning gray, and the moon is slowly, sadly fading away. It knows my secret now, it saw the way I broke. It was the only one who listened every time I spoke. The moon watched me cry, yeah, it watched me cry.